Okay, so picking up where we left off, now that we have this basic empty project up and running, we're going to start an app. To do so, I'm going to shut down this server. So Control C shuts that down. And I'm still in this Django 2 place. So to start an app, again, I'm going to use that manage.py file, except now I'm going to say start app pages. And just to continue to show kind of what happens here, if I do Python manage.py start app pages, you see that then it created this directory pages. Within this pages folder, we have a number of other Python files that we'll use to build content for this application called Pages. All right, this is an application that's part of this project called My Site. So there are these two things now here. My Site is the main site. Pages is an application that we're going to use in My Site. So within this application, we have this file called views, and that's what we're going to focus on first. We're going to create our first view for the home page of our site. So we're going to open this file views in a text editor. So if I open, I'm going to go to Sublime Text and open up actually this whole folder that's on my desktop called Django 2. And now if I go into my pages and into my views, see that there is already some code in there that says it's going to import this render from the Django shortcuts. Okay, so we want to add a little bit of code here. We're going to add the from Django.http import HTTP response and write a function that creates the view of the home page called homepage view. So to do so in this file, we just add we add the remaining import. So from Django.http import HTTP response, and we'll go down and create the first view, which is this home page view, and we're going to pass to this function a request, and I'm going to return a response that is just some basic HTML. So I'll make this a header and say welcome home Jacob, and close that off and save it. So now what I have is I have something to be seen, this content here, and this results from somebody making a request to my website. Now the other thing that I have to do is I have to explain like where this stuff is happening within my site. I have to map some URLs to this view. So the first thing that we're going to do is to create a new file within our application called Pages that is a urls.py file. And this may be confusing because there will be two urls.py files within the larger project. One of them is in the root of the project in this My Site directory, and one of them will be in the Pages application. So if I right-click on Pages, I can create a new file, and this is going to be my urls.py file. So if I save this, I want to save it as urls.py. And in this, I want to import first from Django URLs, import path, and from the current directory, I'm going to import views and make a list of URL patterns. This is only going to have one thing in it to begin because we've only one view, but we'll see it extended. So now I'm calling that function that I made in the views folder and giving it a name. I'll call this home. So what this means is that the path that is no path will return that view. In other words, when I go right to my home page without any extension on the URL, I should see this view, the one that says welcome home Jacob. That's what I've done here, is create this URL pattern for this view. Now, the last thing to do is to connect it to the larger project. Remember, we're just within this application, we've established a URL for this view, but we need to connect it to the larger project. So in the urls.py file for the project, I have to first remember to also import include, and I'm going to add that path information now to this URL pattern. So the path where we have nothing, we're going to include the page's URLs. And so now I'm including the URLs that I've established here in the larger project. And so if I go and now start a server up again, Python manage.py run server. Okay, I have a problem in my page's URLs file. So I just need to make sure that I've done everything correctly. Homepage view, is that the right file name, function name? Homepage view. And now everything worked. I just forgot my comma from my list, or structuring that list right. So here we see the view returned. When I came to this page, when I came to the page that I established here, which is just my home page, I returned this view, welcome home Jacob. Okay, so that's views. Again, what did we do? We wrote a function that returned a view, and we created a URL within the application, and then connected that URL to the entire project.